Welcome my students, welcome to my today's topic. Today our topic is quadrilaterals. Okay, so already we have learned about many properties of a triangle in chapter 6 and 7, and you know that on joining three non-collinear points in pairs, the figure so obtained is a triangle. Okay, so now let us mark 4 points and see what we obtain on joining them in pairs in some order, one by one. Okay, suppose 4 points, okay, now joined here. So note that if all the points are collinear in the same line, we obtain a line segment. Okay, so it is look like a line segment. Okay, next, if 3 out of 4 points are collinear, we get a triangle like that way. Here also we are having 4 points. If no 3 points out of 4 points are collinear, we obtain a closed figure with 4 sides like that way. Now if I join these points with a line, we will get this figure. Okay, so in this figure no 3 points out of 4 are collinear. Okay, also we are taking another one. Okay, so in this figure also no 3 points out of 4 points are collinear, and we are having the closed figure with 4 sides. Now okay, so now such a figure formed by joining 4 points in an order is called quadrilateral. So in this chapter we will consider only quadrilaterals of the type given here like that way. Okay, so actually a quadrilateral has 4 sides, 4 angles and 4 vertices. Here is the vertex A, B, C, D. So we are having 4 vertex, that is 4 vertices. Okay, so a quadrilateral has 4 sides, 4 angles and 4 vertices. So we cannot assume this figure as the quadrilateral. So now in this figure, in quadrilateral, now in quadrilateral ABCD, AB, BC, CD and DA are the 4 sides. A, B, C and D are the 4 vertices. Okay, and angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D are the 4 angles formed at the vertices. Okay, now join the opposite vertex A to C and B to D like that way in figure number 2. Okay, AC and BD are now 2 diagonals of the quadrilateral ABCD in this figure. Okay, got it? Now in this chapter we shall study more about quadrilaterals and especially parallelograms, because a rectangle is also a parallelogram and all properties of parallelogram are true for a rectangle as well. Okay, go to the next slide. Now angle sum property of a quadrilateral. So here is the figure of quadrilateral. Here it is ABCD and here diagonal is AC. The sum of angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. Okay, this can be verified by drawing a diagonal and dividing the quadrilateral into 2 triangles. Let ABCD is a let ABCD is a quadrilateral and AC be a diagonal here. Now we have to find the sum of angles in ADC. We know that angle DAC, this angle ACD, this angle, and angle CDA or angle D equal to 180 degree because it is a triangle. And also in this triangle, angle CAB, angle ABC and angle BCA or ACB equal to 180 degree. So we are getting angle DAC plus angle ACD plus angle D equal to 180 degree, and also CAB plus angle ACB and angle B equal to 180 degree. Okay, so now if I add these two equations, we'll get angle A plus angle D plus angle B plus angle C equal to 360 degree. Okay, because this and this angle gives us 180. Okay, now DCA and BCA in total gives us 90. So all the four angles gives us 90. So 4 into 90 we are getting 360 degree. Okay, got it? So here the angles are DAC plus CAB gives us angle A, angle ACD, this angle, and angle ACB, this angle gives us angle C. So the total value of the angles equal to 360 degree. Okay, because we are having 180 degree plus 180 degree, that is 360 degree. Okay, so this is the sum of angles of a quadrilateral, that is equal to 360 degree. Okay, now we'll learn about the types of quadrilateral. Look at the different quadrilaterals drawn here. You are having 6 figures, 6 types of quadrilateral here. Now observe that one pair of opposite sides of quadrilateral ABCD in figure number 8.51, namely AB and CD are parallel. Okay, so these sides are parallel, only these sides, so it is known as the trapezium. Okay, next one is both pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral given in figure number 2, 3, 4 and 5, okay, are parallel. Recall that such quadrilaterals are known as the parallelograms when the sides are in parallel. Okay, so quadrilateral PQRS, this figure is also a parallelogram. Okay, similarly all the quadrilaterals given in figure number 3, 4, 5 are parallelogram. Okay, in parallelogram MNRS, that is figure number 3, note that one of its angles, namely angle M, is a right angle. Okay, that means it is equal to 90. So we can call it as a rectangle. Okay, got it? Next, for figure number 4, in this figure all the sides are equal. Okay, and it is also a parallelogram. So parallelogram DEFG is known as the rhombus. Okay, now figure number 5. In figure number 5 angle A equal to 90 degree and all sides are equal because it is a square, okay, and also it is a parallelogram, okay, because all the sides are in parallel, AD parallel to BC and AB parallel to DC, so it is a square. Now in quadrilateral ABCD, that is figure number 8.56, AD equal to CD and AB equal to CB, okay, so two pairs of adjacent sides are equal here, okay, so it is not a parallelogram, it is known as the kite, KITE, okay, got it. So note that a square, a rectangle and a rhombus are all parallelograms, okay, so a square is a rectangle and also a rhombus, a parallelogram is a trapezium, but a kite is not a parallelogram. A trapezium is not a parallelogram as only one pair of opposite sides are parallel and we require both pairs to be parallel in a parallelogram, so trapezium is not a parallelogram. And at last, a rectangle or a rhombus is not a square, okay, so we are getting all these ideas from the given lesson, okay. Next we learn some theorem, okay, so listen carefully all the theorems first. So at first, theorem 8.1 that tells us that a diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles, okay, so we have to prove here that triangle ABC congruent to triangle ADC, so here given that a parallelogram ABCD with AC as its diagonal, okay, AC is the diagonal and ABCD is the parallelogram. So here we have to prove that triangle ABC, this triangle is congruent to ADC, this triangle, okay. So now start to prove. We know that opposite sides of the parallelogram is parallel, okay, so here we can say that AD parallel to DC and AD parallel to BC, okay. Since AB parallel to DC and AC is the transversal, so we can say that BAC, angle BAC and angle DCA are equal as alternate angles, and also we know that AD parallel to BC and AC is the transversal, so we can say that angle DAC is equal to angle BCA, this angle, as alternate angles, okay. So in these two triangles, one is ADC and ABC, in both of the triangles we are getting angle BAC, this angle is equal to angle DCA, this angle, AC is the common arm, and angle DAC, this angle is equal to angle BCA, this angle, okay. So using the ASA congruence, we can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC, okay. So we can prove that a diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Here triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC, okay. Go to the next theorem. The next theorem is, in a parallelogram opposite sides are equal, okay. So already figure is given here, so given that also a parallelogram, here it is ABCD and with the diagonal here, that is AC, okay. So again we have to prove that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. Easily you can prove it, as it is a parallelogram, so AD parallel to DC and AD parallel to BC. So as AB parallel to DC and AC here is the transversal, we can easily say that angle BAC, this angle is equal to angle DCA, this angle, as alternate angles. And also we know that AD parallel to BC and AC is the transversal. So easily you can say that D angle DAC, this angle is equal to angle BCA as alternate angles. Okay, so in both of the triangles ABC and ADC, we are having angle BAC is equal to angle DCA, AC is the common arm, and angle DAC is equal to angle BCA, this angle. So you can easily say that these two triangles are incongruent. That means triangle ABC congruent to triangle ADC by ASA congruence rule. So hence we can say that once it is proved that triangle ABC and ADC incongruent, we can easily say that AB equal to CD here and AD equal to BC here by CPCT rule. Okay, hence prove that in parallelogram opposite sides are equal. Go to the next theorem. Now the next theorem is 8.3. This theorem tells us that if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then it is a parallelogram. Figure also given here. Okay, so given that ABCD is a quadrilateral, ABCD is a quadrilateral, where AB equal to CD and AD equal to DC given. So we have to prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, so already we have joined the vertex AC by AC. So here AC is the diagonal. Okay, now in triangle ABC, in this triangle and in this triangle CDA, AB equal to CD given, BC equal to AD given, AC is the common arm, here is the diagonal. So by applying SSS congruence rule, we can say that this triangle, that is ABC and ADC, are incongruent. Okay, so once it is incongruent, we can easily say that angle BAC is equal to angle DCA by CPCT rule, and also angle BCA is equal to DAC by CPCT rule. Okay, so for lines AB and CD with transversal AC, angle BAC, angle DCA are alternate angles and are equal. So we can easily say that AB parallel to CD, and also for lines AD and BC with transversal AC, angle BCA, this angle, and angle DAC, this angle, are alternate angles, are equals. So we can say that AD parallel to BC. Okay, got it? So in ABCD, both pairs of opposite sides already proved that are parallel. So we can easily say that if AD parallel to DC and AD parallel to BC, so ABCD is a parallelogram here. Okay, go to the next theorem. Now the theorem number 8.4, it says that in a parallelogram opposite angles are equal. Already figure is given here. So given that a parallelogram ABCD with AC as its diagonal. Okay, to prove, we have to prove that angle A equal to angle C and angle B equal to angle D. Okay, now opposite sides of parallelogram is parallel, so we can say that AB is parallel to DC and AD parallel to BC. Since AB parallel to DC and AC is the transversal here, so we can easily say that angle BAC is equal to angle DCA, alternate angle, and also AD parallel to BC and AC is here the transversal, so we can say that also angle DAC is equal to angle BCA, alternate angles. Okay, now if I add those angles, angle BAC equal to, we are getting angle DCA, and angle DAC is equal to angle BCA. Okay, so if I add those equations, we are getting on the left side, that is angle BAC plus angle DAC, and on the right side, that is angle DCA plus angle BCA. Okay, so on the left side we are getting angle BAC plus angle DAC, that is equal to angle DAB or angle A, and on the right side angle DCA plus BCA, that means we are getting the angle C. Okay, here. Okay, so we can also prove that by similar way, angle ADC equal to angle ABC, that means angle D equal to angle B. Okay, so hence theorem 8.4 already proved. Okay, now theorem 8.5. Theorem 8.5 tells us that if in a quadrilateral each pair of opposite angles is equal, then it is a parallelogram. So given that ABCD is a quadrilateral with opposite angles equal, that is angle A equal to angle C, that means angle 1 equal to angle 3, and angle B equal to angle D, that means angle 2 equal to angle 4 here. Okay, now we have to prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, so we know that by angle sum property of quadrilateral, all the 4 angles equal to 360. So here you can say that 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 equal to 360. Okay, and we know that angle 1 equal to angle 3, angle 2 equal to angle 4. So we can write it here, angle 1 as angle 1 and angle 3 as angle 1, then angle 2 and angle 4 equal to angle 2 equal to 360. Okay, 360. So we can say that 2 angle 1 plus 2 angle 2 equal to 360. So we can say that angle 1 plus angle 2 equal to 360 by 2. Okay, so we are getting that angle 1 plus angle 2 equal to 360 by 2, that is 180. That means angle 1 plus angle 2 equal to 180 degree. Similarly, you can prove that angle 1 plus angle 4 equal to 180 degree. Okay, so for lines AD and BC, and AB is the transversal, angle 1, angle 2 are interior angles on the same side of the transversal, and angle 1 plus angle 2 equal to 180 degree. Since interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary, hence AD parallel to BC. And for lines AB and DC with AD transversal, angle 1, angle 4 are interior angles on the same side of the transversal, and it is equal to 180 degree. Since interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary, hence we can say that AB parallel to DC. Okay, thus in ABCD both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, so we can say that easily ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay.